Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in West Sussex in the UK, and I'm coming on to recreate this card, which was one of the projects that we made in my card classes this week. It features some retiring products, so I just thought it was worthwhile to my classes this week have all been, because we've got a new catalogue coming in and there's some bits retiring. I've actually used some of my retiring bits because I'm a bit sad about it. So Saffron, this colour is retiring. Pear Pizzazz, cardstock and ink. Blushing Bride and Rich Razzleberry. In fact, this embossing folder, the Hive 3D embossing folder, this is retiring, but it's actually now out of stock, so it's only while stocks last. And this paper here, this is the Altogether Designer Series paper, and it's actually in the clearance rack, and you get a pack of double-sided 6x6 paper, and it's only £4.30, which I thought was an absolute bargain. Looking around to see, here it is. So you get 68 sheets in all. I've used quite a few of them, but you can see they're lovely, and I think black and white is so versatile because you can add colour, whatever colour your project is. So anyway, I'll get on and show you. So I'm using the Queen Bee stamp set. This is going to carry over, but the coordinating dies, the Queen Bee dies, are not. And these are retiring, and actually these are a bargain. So these are £15 at the moment, available from my website. There'll be links in the description box, but this is lovely. So there's 15 dies, and not only do they die cut this, you've got a label, you've got extra leaves, you've got this, which I've used, you've got sort of bees, flowers, which I've used, the heart, which I've used. That cuts that out, that cuts that out, and you've even got a little crown, some little honeycomb bits, and then this die cuts the bee. So I think if you were going to get this would be a really good time to get this. The stamp set's £22 and the dies are 15. So actually, if you get those together, it's cheaper than buying the bundle. Probably shouldn't say that. So there's that, and then I've used this just as a circle, but you could use whatever circle or shape that you wanted. I just wanted to put my bits down, and these are sadly retiring as well. They are reduced, they're £26.40 at the moment for 9 dies, and they're really pretty. So they go with another set that's retiring, and that is, I'm still coming to terms with everything that's retiring, but Painted Poppies, so that is retiring as well. So it's a shame about that, but here we are, there we are, making way for new things. So this is what we used. I've got a thick basic white card base, standard card base, so half a sheet of A4, so that is 21 centimeters by 14.8. So there's the base. We'll give that a little bit of a reinforce there. I'm going to emboss this because I love this embossing folder. I know it's no longer available, but I think it gives a lovely effect, so I shall do that. Got a little strip of the Designer Series paper. Once I've embossed the So Saffron cardstock, I will show you how I attach that to my card. I've got some Pear Pizzazz, and that is what I'm going to cut my branches out of to make my little floral wreath. And then I've got some normal basic white. That is for my bee and the circle, and also the label for my sentiment. And then I've got some Blushing Bride cardstock, and that's for the flowers. So the inks, I've got Black Memento, Pear Pizzazz and Rich Raspberry, both of which are retiring. So I've pulled out the Stampin' Up markers because they're going as well. So we've got the Pear Pizzazz, we've got Rich Raspberry, and then I've got Blushing Bride because that is what I coloured the flowers on this beautiful gold embossed, and it is gold embossed bee. So I'm just gonna, what am I gonna do first? I think I will emboss the bit and die cut the pieces, and I will be back. Hopefully that's back. So what I tend to do if I'm using designer series paper is I'll wait. If I'm embossing something, I'll wait and then I'll trim it so that I know that I'm getting the right size. There we go. Now I'm just going to pop this down. Let's get some of my favourite glue, my multi-purpose liquid glue. I don't know, do you have a favourite glue? Is it funny to have a favourite glue? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Oh, I might have cut that a little bit short. Oh, it's alright. It doesn't matter. I think that actually is pretty perfect. So you can either pop this up on dimensionals or, like I did, glue it down. And I'm doing this now because I think I've showed you this trick. When you've got an embossed folder that is really quite 3D, I want to make sure that it's stuck down properly. Let's see if we can stick that straight. Oh, I don't think I'm going to need it, but sometimes I use my really big blocks to hold things down and put them in place. I'm going to just put that off to one side. And I am going to die cut the pieces. Now I have already somewhere, let's get, there we are, it's hiding. I have already done my label, and I had these spare, so I'm not going to cut any more. I'm going to use some of these because I've got them. The one thing that you do have to be careful with an intricate die like that is to be a bit gentle with it. So I didn't mean to, but I did a bit of pruning. Got some spare leaves there. So let me just, I've got my little mini cut and emboss machine here. And I'm going to, dog's coming in to keep me company. I'm going to die cut from the Blushing Bride the flowers. And I'm also going to do one of the teeny tiny hearts. And that's very easy to get lost, that. I'm gonna keep that to one side. Hopefully I won't lose that. Let's get my pokey tool, which, oh, poke that little flower out of there, and I'm going to run that through again. An extra one. Put that off to one side just for the minute, and then we can get some stamping done. straight back on my magnetic sheet, because otherwise they can get lost quite easily. So we're building up the pieces. Now we want to stamp and heat emboss the bee. And there is just something magical for me. Oh, hold on, need to let the dog out. Dog's gone to sit in the sun. Make the most of it, boy. Right, use my dust buddy. Get rid of any finger marks on this little bit of white. Where's my bee stamp? So here we are. Lovely. I do love heat embossing. It's just magic, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not pressing down too hard. Oh, that must have been stamped in something, but that's all right. I can see that it's stamped really nicely. I always do it over my little pot, but I've got a spare bit of card there in case it goes past it. I'm just going to, so that's fabulous. I've got my little foil tray here, and that just helps to protect my work surface. I'm just going to use the putty end of my Take a Pick tool to get rid of. You can either use a brush, or I like to pick any stray bits off. Give it a quick with my putty end of my Take a Pick tool. This is a fabulous tool, well worth having. So excuse me for a minute, I will just heat emboss. I'm hoping I caught that and you could see how magic that was for it to melt and turn. Fabulous. One of my favourite things to do, heat embossing. And then I'm going to just quickly with Memento, I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to do it slightly different this time. I'm going to stamp birthday, queen. Ooh. A little bit of a smudge there. We can cover that up with a flower though, so I'm not worried about that. Let's put the lid back on there. We will, hopefully that's close enough together that we can cut that out. I think it is. Let's bring that back in. We want the lid for the Versamark so that doesn't dry up. Let's just see. So we've got that on there, and then the B. Normally I would tape that down. I'm going to be brave under camera, and I think it moved, but it's all right. It's not going to bother me too much because we can hide that a little bit. Fabulous. Way. Right, the only other bit of stamping, I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz, let's put that out the way, on our little label, and I just wanted to create a little bit of a background with this stamp here. Look how dirty that stamp block is. Fabulous. And then the inside of the card, I also want to do a little bit of stamping. And what I'm going to do, again, I could use the Versamark, I could use the Memento, but I am just going to do some flowers in the Pear Pizzazz. I do love Pear Pizzazz. I use it quite a lot. I shall be sad to see it go. And I'm going to just quickly use this. To colour it in. Just a little. There we go. I could use a blend. You could use a blender pen, Wink of Stella, lots of options. But as this is retiring, I thought I would just, it's kind of something that I do when we're changing catalogues, is just to dig out some of my favourite retiring bits and bobs and use them. Yeah, just add a little bit of colour there to those flowers. Right. Actually, I have to say I've used the blends more than the colour with the Stampin' blends, the alcohol markers, more than I do these, but actually these are quite easy to use, so it's a good reminder. Just put that down there. And actually what we could do, oh no, I can leave it, but you could put happy birthday, stamp happy birthday on the inside. And I'm just gonna use, missed one there, look, rich raspberry as well on the center of those, just to bring that in. Nice. That's dried lovely. And then I am going to, let's just colour this bit in very quickly. I'll do the leaves. You want the brush end. Not very many, but there's a few little leafy bits. Not many. There we go. And then we'll just those little bits in. This is such a pretty stamp. And I could have done it in black and white, but I wanted to bring a little bit of gold into it. So Blushing Bride again. And I'm leaving the centres because I'm going to do those in Rich Razzleberry. Hopefully my hair isn't in shot. I missed a leaf there. I can come back and do that. So I had my card classes this week, which was very nice. I only had 2 out of the 3 because the weather was so atrocious, and I don't blame my girls at all for not wanting to come out in it. I wouldn't have wanted to either, so there's that. And we want to do these as well. Just very pretty to add a little bit of colour. And then the Rich Razzleberry, just a little touch in the centres. There we go. Lovely. How pretty is that? Now I'm just gonna because the heat embossing can actually make the cardstock bend a little bit. So that is that, and then I'm going to use, there's probably enough ink on here, but I'm going to use a sponge dauber, and I'm going to add a little bit to the edges of those flowers. Just to bring in a little two-tone effect. So pretty. There we go. I shall miss this colour as well, but you know, hey ho, we've got some lovely new colours coming in. I'm waiting for my order. As a demonstrator, we get to order the new bits and pieces and the new colours, ink colours, before they go live. But I think there must have been quite a lot of orders because I'm still waiting patiently. We get very spoilt. The deliveries come very quickly normally, and when there's a new catalogue and the excitement of new stuff, they can take a little bit extra, but teaches us patience, hey. So I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Let's see if I've got some dimensionals here. We'll do 3 of those. Pop that down there. Let's have a look. Let's see. We're going to have that in a slightly different place. I wonder whether I should we can do that. Oh, let's do the greenery first, Lynn. We're getting carried away. So, so I don't get ink on my grid sheet, I use my silicone mat. I'm just going to add some dots here and there. The thing with that is you can just manipulate it. I may, as I've got extras, I may do more. I may do 3 of these. Ooh. As I've got them die cut. I don't know about you, if you're watching this, leave me a comment. Do you ever have extra bits and pieces? I mean, I've got these little boxes full of stuff from previous projects all over my craft room, and I really must have a bit of a sort out. Right, we'll use 3 of them. There we go. We'll overlap that one there. That looks quite nice. Pop that down. Oh, come on. That's it. So I think I'm gonna pop my label up as well. I'll pop that there. Now, Twisted Doggy, he wants to come in. Always the way. Excuse me a minute. He was sitting pawing at the cat flap. Naughty boy. So I am just going to add a little bit of glue there to our queen's body. I'm going to pop her like that this time. What are we going to do? I want to hide that little, there we go. I think a little one would be better there actually. There we go. That one is going to go there, and that one is going to go there. Lovely. So I'm going to tie a quick gingham bow. Just a little one. I've done that too small. That's okay. Don't want it too big, do we? So what did I do with my glue dots? I had a glue dot out ready. That's the trouble. It's on white, so you lose it. And what am I going to put? Am I going to put that there? No. I'm going to put that there. And then I'm using these matte black dots for the center of the flowers to tie in the black and white theme. Really pretty. Again, we'll just take these off. Now these are also retiring, sadly, and they are a bargain. They're just over £4 for 160, so that's really good value. I might have to stock up on those for the end, so you've got till the end of the month, but it is while stocks last. So things like the embossing folder, things do actually run out. Ooh, and we have forgotten our little heart to go in our bee there, in our little. So I'm going to pick that up with my putty end. Pick it up with the right end. Just notice my hands are filthy. I've been doing a bit of gardening today. Needed doing. Fabulous. So there we are. Birthday Queen and Happy Birthday is the one that we did in class. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to bag yourself a bargain, there are plenty over in the clearance rack, and retiring items are marked down. So please head over to my blog, my online store, and purchase it. If you are not on my mailing list and don't have a demonstrator, I would love to help you with your supplies. So please do get in touch. Lynn at LynnieCDesigns. All the details for this will be on my blog. So I will see you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.